The American ambassador made a special trip to Saint Lucia for a weekend of celebration by Saint Lucian movement for inclusivity, diversity, and gay pride.
I am here today to support local activists who are on a local journey. And this is not an importation. It is very much a support of local values. Folks in St. Lucia, many folks who won't speak publicly about it, believe that all people should have rights. All people should live their authentic lives and be able to do so freely without fear of physical violence, being denied a job, being denied a loan. Those are values you hold dear here. They are not values that are coming from outside.
Many St. Lucians think of themselves as homophobic people, but U.S. Ambassador Roger Nyhus thinks that perhaps the Eastern Caribbean is more progressive than it thinks.
The people of the Eastern Caribbean are amazing, lovely people who care a lot about a lot of things that we care about in the United States. You know, we share many core values. I think, you know, when we look at LGBTQ equality, I think the journey is different. We're at different stages in our journey, but that doesn't mean that we both don't end up in the same spot, which is hopefully full equality for all LGBTQ people.
It is almost impossible to measure what society loses when prejudice excludes large sections of the human capital resource to subhumanity. But gay pride, like all human rights movements, has very real consequences on the economy and on technological progress.
President Biden and Vice President Harris, as well as Secretary Blinken, believe strongly that we should encourage people to reach their fullest potential without discrimination, without fear. And we believe that in the Eastern Caribbean as well. And I think the economic argument works really well for a lot of folks because it's about fairness. People shouldn't be fired just because they're a member of the LGBTQI community.
The momentum of a conservative religious history, however, causes a disconnect between the natural tendency to tolerance and the social pressure toward prejudice.
I'm a religious person. A lot of, I know this is a fairly, conservative religious, area, but that doesn't mean you can't be religious and a member of the LGBTQI community or an ally. So it's not one or the other. You can be both. And I think the economic piece in particular, I think, speaks to people. You live in a region that is highly dependent on American tourists. You live in a region highly dependent on British and Canadian tourists. All three of our countries are very, we're more advanced in our journey in acceptance and in full embrace of our LGBTQI, family.
How long does St. Lucia have to go before this movement is no longer a struggle? No one can predict that, but activists agree. St. Lucia has come a long way since the days when Makume turned from a term of endearment into a degrading insult. For Choice News Now, I'm Jason Seafley.